Hello everyone. Before going to the today's webinar session, let me introduce about the LTS Secure. So LTS Secure is an enterprise cybersecurity solution company powered by the AI and ML base. It's having a comprehensive cybersecurity portfolio into the cybersecurity and digital transformations. We having global expertise to implement an effective cybersecurity strategy to protect with your business. So as I said, we are having the presence in almost 6 countries like USA, UK, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, India, and Singapore. So we are having the global presence as well. Major clients from the Dubai, USA, India, and Southeast Asia. A few of the premium customers like Paruti, Shriram Finance, Excite Lives, Aegis Health, and all. So now over to you, Rinchan.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, greetings from LTS Secure. So we're going to quickly dive into what we can do with the power of managed XDR and how do we address a dynamic threat landscape that exists in environments currently. So if you look at the current environment, for every single attack, as organizations, we need to have multiple lines of defense, and yet we still fail to mitigate lateral movement of threats or to provide remediation on time. The other aspect that brings a challenge to the enterprise customers is the fact that hackers use multiple techniques and different assets for exploitation. Now, what does this mean in terms of an end customer? Uh, Even if an end customer has multiple cybersecurity products, including a SOC, there are certain challenges that exist in the environment. Some of the SOC challenges are that for an end customer, the infrastructure is growing, whether it's OT, it's IT on cloud, on premise. So it's ever growing element. The second thing is with this growth comes the inability to be able to see all the aspects of your network, and this results in late discovery of attacks. Uh, Now, typically, we have taken, we have actually done some research, and what we realize is there are 37% assets within a client's environment that they don't even know that they exist. So, this is the kind of blind spots we're talking about. Now, the moment you have any cybersecurity solutions, it could be antiviruses, DLPs, EDRs, SOC. There are a lot of alerts that are generated, and this creates a lot of noise and thus alert fatigue. This dovetails into the fact that because there is a large amount of alerts coming from the environment, the team that is working on this is too slow to investigate, respond, and remediate this. Uh, and there are too many endpoint security products which require investment in not only products but also trained security professionals. Now, all these, how they impact a CISO's role. So now a CISO generally is unclear of security strategy because even if he has a well-defined strategy, sometimes because of the occurrences within the environment, he has to change the way he's strategized. The second thing is the moment he buys or invests in security solutions, he has integration challenges trying to get them all onto a single platform. The moment you have integration challenges, the resource utilization is very inefficient, which results in reduced visibility, impacts your reputation and trust. The regular assessments became much more difficult, and finally impacts your compliance and reporting issues. So if you look at every time you speak to a client who is in an audit for 10 days, you realize the kind of time that goes into this audit and compliance reporting. All of this results for a CISO with an impact on the cost. So he has a higher cost with less output, uh, and hence he is not able to show an ROI to his management on the security investments that have already been made. So, what does the CISO need from this perspective? He has an environment which is distributed. He has servers, he has network, cloud infrastructure, email security, IoT devices, endpoint devices. He needs to be able to see detection beyond endpoints and surface security. The requirement that he has, the need that he has is to be able to centralize advanced correlation and analytics across all these layers that we're talking about with certain amount of automation built in. Uh, to the system. So the solution is a next generation single platform which centralizes the system for complete visibility, investigation, and remediation. It should have AI ML based security intelligence, visibility beyond the endpoints, and they should be able to mitigate the risk with no time lapse. So what we have at LTS Secure, the suite that we have is called vSOCBox. It's an integrated, centralized XDR platform as a service to detect and remediate cyber threats on time with limited resources and fraction of the cost. The way it works is you have these components, you have cloud security, you have SIM, UVBA, identity governance, BICS for the OT infrastructure, unified endpoint security. All of these are used to monitor all the IT and OT layers, including your endpoints, cloud platforms, etc., to give you 24 by 7 visibility. This results in detection and prioritization of all these threats based on risk impact, which is calculated based on user and business context, which defines an asset value for a client. Once this monitoring and detection is done, we have the capability to use SOAR for automation of response with third party integrations like service desk, asset management, patch management, where we can. And where we cannot automate the response, we have the capability to take manual intervention depending upon the kind of threat. So that's the third component that comes into the picture. Uh, the way the XDR flow works is for a client environment, he could have different functionality. So he could have an IT, OT network, he could have cloud infrastructure, applications, servers, EDR solutions. Once we understand his environment, we have the capability to onboard this onto our asset management. Once it's available on the asset management, we start collecting events or logs into a centralized log management system, which works for retention for compliance, and it also works for log analysis in terms of forensic analysis, problem analytics, all of that. One set of logs is then pushed into the AI ML based SIM engine. The SIM engine has four components. The first one is the threat intelligence that is known. This generates visibility on threats that exist in the environment, the zero-day attacks that happen to be there, and the ransomware threats that are there. The second component that we have is a VMD, and this generates visibility on the vulnerabilities in the system in all these, parts that are onboarded. The third area that we have is a correlation engine, which works on behavioral anomalies. So anything that changes in the context for an entity, it could be the timing, it could be the device, it could be the IP address, all of that, and the lateral movement of threats. So the correlation engine works to give you visibility on these two. Finally, we have the deep security analytics, which allows the analysts to be able to do a deeper analysis of the environment and detect surface attack alarms. The moment you start generating alarms and alerts from all these components, it comes into the case management where the case analytics is done. We remove false positives automatically. Then we work on the triaging or the remediation steps and the prioritization done on the asset value as discussed. The component goes into SOAR, so orchestration and automation of response, where orchestration is done. Automation takes place using third-party integrations like service desk and patch management where we can, and where we cannot, manual intervention is used to manage the entire incident reporting. The second component that we have is dashboards, risk scoring, and surface analytics, which gives you customized visibility on what's happening on your environment and what's the risk score of various factors within your environment. And finally, as an output, we also get compliance and alarm reports. We have the capability to map about 20 compliances out of the box, including HIPAA, SOX, PCI DSS, ISO 27001, GDPR, etc. This is the way it looks architecturally. At the bottom, you have the client's surface security and endpoint solutions. This includes everything: your cloud infrastructure, servers, DLPs, EDRs, application security, network devices. We start collecting logs from this into one centralized log management system, which is based on big data and has the scalability available. Here you have the logs available for forensic analysis and problem analytics. On top of this sits your entity behavior analytics, which allows you to detect anomalous behavior. And hosted in the cloud, you have the SOC, which has the SIM, the CASB, the IDEM piece. Once the alarms are generated from this piece, like we said, it goes into the case management. And finally, as an output, you get an asset risk score, an automated remediation playbook, predictive intelligence, and attack surface analysis. Some of the XDR features that you have are continuous AI-based zero-day and behavioral threats, vulnerabilities, and ransomware attacks detection. Extends to users, applications, endpoints, IT, and IoT, a single comprehensive platform. Risk and regulatory compliance reporting, AI-based threat intelligence, deep surface analytics with automation. Some of the advantages from this platform are that you have a unified visibility of all threats from different data flows with attack surface analysis, a comprehensive security solution for IT, OT, and cloud to protect in real time, uh, reduce 50% of the cost on existing cybersecurity solutions. Prioritization and automation of response reduces time to act on critical security breaches by 60%. Extended detection and response capabilities to increase efficiency of the SOC. It includes vulnerabilities, threats, and risk compliance controls to eliminate any rogue systems within the client environment. A little bit about us, as Nikhil has already talked about it. We have an AI ML based XDR solution which responds to advanced cyber threats over the network, cloud, user, data, IT, IoT, and applications. We are present globally. Our platform is being used in multiple security operations centers across US, Southeast Asia, and Middle East. And our portfolio is extended by global MSPs and MSSP partners to deliver innovative XDR-based services to their customers. Some of the clients that Nikhil has already mentioned. So if you look at the verticals, we have clients in services industry, in manufacturing, in life sciences, in retail, in BFSI sector, in government. So we have presence across verticals globally. Well, that's all I had in terms of the presentation. If there are any questions, I would be happy to take them.
So,
All right.
so thanks a
So
lot,
thank you very
Rinchen.
much for your time. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Rinchen, for this wonderful information what you have shared on the XDR platforms. Thanks for your time. Thank you, everyone, for your valuable time, and have a great day. Thanks.